Good morning, students. As in our previous classes, I have taught you regarding the Santhal revolts. Understand? Or ultimately, the Santhal revolt was led by Sidhu and Kanu. Understand? And now they got the initial time they got the success to overcome in the certain area. Understand? And now they declared their these territories of the Santhal as the Santhal area as the independent area from the British authorities and from the British government. They now declared that, or moreover, but on the other hand, and they targeted the Santhal targeted the entire is targeted the entire government symbols buildings, now the post office, police station, railway stations, police station, post office, banks, or the houses of the money lenders and the jamindars were attacked by the Santhals. Understand? Or they now exercise the many of the killings which were belong to the government symbols and who belong to the government who are associated with the government. Understand? Now, on the other hand, the governments could not stop and could not silent for a long time. Understand? So the government now took the a very harsh or initiation for the put down this revolt. Understand? Revolt of the Santhals. And first, the government in its announcement in 15 August 1855, the British government announced to surrender the within the 10 days. The ultimatum was served to the Santhals that within the 15 days, 10 days, they must have to be the surrender to the British government. And 10 days, not a single Santhal surrenders of this. Understand? Or November 1800 and 10 November 1855, the Santhals of the Bihar now handed over to the army. Understand? Santhals of the Bihar were handed over to the army, and after a series of now inhuman cruelties were exercised by the British government also, and Sidhu got the bullet injury in February of 1856. Okay, Sidhu got the injury, or now the Chand and Bhairav, who were the commander in chief of the commander, who were made the commander in the Santhal independent states declared by the Sidhu and Kanu. These Chand or Bhairav, one of the prominent, those two were the very prominent figure amongst the Santhals. Now they were killed in Bhagalpur. Understand? Or Kanu was arrested in the Birbhum districts and shot dead on the spot. Kanu was arrested, and then after the British government on the spot, Kanu was shot dead, and the revolt was put down ruthlessly. And later on, the leaders were the now caught and the killed. And then after the British government now restore the peace and order in the Santhal regions. And the main cause of the defeat was that the British army was now lashed with the cannons and the guns. Or the main reason of the British army was that the British army was just British army was well equipped with modern guns and the modern cannons, which the Santhals lacked. Santhals had no such kind of the advanced arm and ammunitions. They fought with the arrows and the spears and the arrows and the archery. Understand? So because of that, they got the defeat. It was the inevitable before, and their arms and ammunition were not matching to the arms and ammunitions of the British government. Or now, here is a separate district, Santhal Paragana, now carved out on the British government for the convenience. Understand? The separate, a separate districts or a paragana was carved out from that, and 5,500 square miles from the districts of the Bhagalpur and the Birbhum. On only the Europeans missionaries allowed to enter this area, who tried to create a create the feelings of the loyalty to the British government. Now, one thing is that only missionaries, then after the missionaries began to visit this area, understand, or these missionaries were now on the mission that creating the feelings of loyalty of the British government towards the missionaries began to work in the Santhals field and started the and convince the local Santhals people that they should be the loyal to the British government. This kind of the situation was, and moreover, they could be the now conciliated by the imposing the some laws by but no effect. Some of the laws were imposed to conciliating and the console the Santhals, which they had got the a very grave hurt in the during the battle and during the revolt. Understand? So now the certain measures were taken to the redress their hurt and redress their shock. Understand? But even then, this could not measures could not be the fruitful or and in 1871 or the 1880 or 81, understand, Santhals now revolted again, but with the guns and cannons their revolt were now suppressed finally. Students, now today the next chapters we are going to start here, the revolt of 1857. Understand, the revolt of 18 just after the 100 years of the just after the 100 years of the 100 years of the Battle of Plassey. Understand, exactly 100 years after the 1800 Battle of Plassey happened, you know very well, in after 1757. Understand, and then after 100 years, with disgusting or with the British government now by then had expanded its territorial expansion all over the country. Understand, or the British by hook or by crook by hook or by crook, understand, they subjugated many of the Indian states, understand, or started by exploiting the Indians or the Indians. So the revolt of 1857, which occurred and outbreak happened, that second, no doubt, the second, the great second, the British empires second, second, the authorities of the British Empire in India and the challenged, understand, or this had the many of the causes. It had the couples of the couple of the causes were behind this. First of the on any revolt, we know very well is the having the any revolts must have the many of the causes and the reasons. Understand, the revolt of 1857. Understand, it was this revolt was the this revolts had the many causes, and we shall see the first of causes, the political and the administrative causes. Political and administrative causes. First causes was that students, we know very well now the British were the no doubt followed the policy of the imperialism. Understand, imperialistic policy and policy of the expansionists, and from the Robert Clive to the Lord Dalhousie. Understand, all the those governor generals who came to India. Understand, and they followed the policy of the expansion of the British Empire in the India. Understand, or a regular expansionist policy was followed by the British government, and Lord Wellesley, we know that, but Lord Wellesley, who started the policy of the subsidiary lands, understand, and through the subsidiary Lord Wellesley, through the subsidiary alliance, he started the expanding the empire and began to take the begin started the taking the Nawab and the Raja of the Indians under the British authorities or under the British control. And moreover, now in this policy of the doctrine of policy of the expansion, Lord Dalhousie followed the two policy of the doctrine of lapse and the policy of the maladministration. Through the doctrine of lapse, Dalhousie now tried to expand his empire, and he was the Lord Dalhousie was the expansionist, and by nature he was the imperialistic minded. Understand? So he wanted to expand his empire through, and he wanted to annex the even the friendly states who had come under the who were in the good relations with the British government. Even the good relation, for example, the Awadh. Understand? First of all, doctrine of lapse. Now, if the any state, understand, Indian states or the Indian kings and the Raja had no any successor or the heirs, understand, any successor, natural successor. So then after, and in that case, the state has to be the submerged or the annexed under the British territorials and supposed to be the under the British territorial. And for adoption, the kings and the Raja and above had to be take the permission from the British government. But this kind of the permission of the adoption for the heirs was never given by the British. So the some of the states had been annexed by the British government. These were the Hyderabad states, Awadh, Tanjore, Karnataka, Surat, and Farrukhabad, and the Tipu Sultans, Peshawars, and the now the Sindhia and the Bhosle. These states had been annexed by the British government, and moreover, and these were the annexed by the British government, and the annexation some of the state on the basis of the doctrine of lapse, where now these were the Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, Sambalpur, Udaipur, Satara, Nagpur, Jhansi, Sambalpur, Jodhpur, और ये Bhagats and the other small states had been annexed under the this policy of the doctrine of lapse and the maladministration. So the Awadh was annexed on the basis of the maladministration, and the Jhansi, Satara, Nagpur, Sambalpur, or Udaipur, these state had been taken on the basis of the doctrine of lapse. Understand? But the Awadh and the other states were taken on the basis of the maladministration annex. And about the Awadh, we shall further study why and how the Awadh was annexed by the British government. Next, the abolition of the pension and the titles. Now, the British government to minimize its expenditures on these kings and the Raja. Understand? The pensions were given to the kings and Raja. Those states which had been completely taken under the control or later on according to the treaty. According to the treaty, those states, kings and the Raja and their heir were to be given the pensions by the British government. So the British government also cut the budget of the providing the pension. So the titles and the pensions abolished. So the British government, to diminish the mark and influence of the kings, understand, and their influence, understand. So the British government abolished the titles and the pensions. First, the Karnataka, under these states were the Karnataka, Tanjore, or Nana Sahib. Understand? Now, the adopted son of the Bajirao II, Nana Sahib was adopted son of the Bajirao II. The last Peshwa now denied after the Bajirao's death. Now the pension was given to the Nana Sahib. Understand? Was to be given by the British government. Understand? But the British government, after the death of Bajirao, and he was the adopted son of the Bajirao. Understand? Bajirao II. But the British government denied to give away to the pensions to the Nana Sahib. Understand? Or disregard of the Mughal emperor. Now we know that still the large scale of the Muslims states, small states, and the Muslims people in India, they had the regard and revered for the Bahadur Shah. Understand? Who was the last ruler of India? Understand? Bahadur Shah II, last ruler of the India. and still he held the regard amongst the Muslims community in India, even in the Hindus communities of the India, and the blow to the interest. So the British government tried to humiliate him, and British government forced him to live in a humble house from the palace. He was now the order was issued that is now Basar, Mughal Basar must have to be the leave the royal palace and live in the humble house. So this was a big jolt for and big a grave a grave mark, a grave just a insult and humiliation for the entire Muslim community. His kings Bahadur Shah, understand, has to be the live in a humble house. Understand, living had to leave the royal house. So this hurt the sentiments of the Muslims community in India. Understand, and those who were the loyal to the Bahadur Shah, and moreover and the blow to the interest of the aristocracy. Now, the next reason of the revolt of the 1857 was the bureaucrats, blow to the interest of the aristocracy in India. Understand? As a result of the disappearance of the now native states were taken over by the British government. Understand? You know very well the persons who had been the manning say the high jobs and the position in the courts and darbars. These courts and darbars, when these states were taken over by the British government, so the courts and darbars, understand, where the hundreds and the thousands of the peoples were now working under the Raja or King and Raja. Understand, these darbars had been disbanded and got dissolved. So as these darbars were dissolved, so the aristocratics, when the aristocratics now the aristocratics people or the bureaucrats who were getting in the kings and darbars jobs, they lost their job. Understand, and were the thrown out of the their job and deprived of their means of the livelihood. Large scale of the aristocratics or the aristocratic people or elite people who were getting the jobs, who were working under the courts of the sultans and the kings. Understand, and the Nawab, they had been ousted, thrown out of their job because the court system and the old system had been completely destroyed. Understand, and completely it was completely yeah, destroyed. So then after they became the unemployed, and as well as they lost their livelihood which they used to the get under their Raja and under their Nawabs. But the British government completely dissolved this darbars, and moreover Indian rulers were the patron of other hands. The large scale, a large number of the artisans, dancer, singer, understand, or those who had the who were the getting the job under the British under the getting the job. They had the job under the court and darbar. Understand? They used to perform their dances and perform their paintings. Understand? Or paintings and the art. Understand? They had been the disbanded after the dissolving of these courts. Understand? They lost their livelihood. They also, and the art and literature scholars, religious preachers, scholars, and and the fakir, understand, lost their patrons of their kings and their nawabs. Understand, and forced to live in poor conditions. These all people forced to live in the poor conditions. So their condition helped in the growth of the British anti-British sentiments. So, as they lost the job, as they lost their livelihood, and courts were dissolved, kings and Raja courts were dissolved, so this became the unemployed and lost their livelihood. So, an anti-British sentiments, these all peoples who became and thrown off their jobs and their work and livelihood, they now created and meditated or started the thinking against the British government, against the British government. They started the thinking. And the alien nature of the administration. On the other hand, the British were the British had British administration which they set up here. That was a complete alien nature, having the alien nature of the administration. British administrators were totally ignorant of the administrative organization and belief studies. These governments were completely ignorant of the Indian administrative structure. Understand? A traditional administrative structure, beliefs, traditions, and the customs of the India. They were the quite strange of them. And the high post in the and other hand, the high post in the military and the civil services monopolized by the British. One thing is that the whatever the if you observe the highest position and high position in the administration or the in the military system or the British military system was only offered and conferred on to the British, not to the Indians. Okay, and civil services monopolized by the completely the British. Civil services were completely monopolized by the British, and its examination had to be held. Understand? Although the civil services in India started in the 1853, understand, under the Lord Dalhousie, and its examination has to be understand, performed in the England, and it was very difficult for the Indian aspirants to go to the England and appear in these examinations, and moreover, the all members of the legislation and the councils were the British. Understand? Or in this all members in the legislation or the Indian council were British, and force the laws on Indians without caring their feelings and sentiments. These all laws, understand, whatever the British had introduced in India, they are forcibly now forcibly imposed upon the Indians and without or disregarding their feelings and the sentiments. Understand, whether they are the liking and whether not liking. Understand, their interest was never considered or never entertained. Understand, or moreover, an annexation of the one of the major reasons of the revolt of 1857, and the Awadh had been the one of the most turbulent center of the revolt of 1857. Awadh had been the most turbulence and the of the annexation of Awadh. Understand, this was the one of the major reason for the revolt of 1857, and one of the loyalty of the Awadh was the significant. Now we know that the Awadh came in the subsidiary alliance with the Lord Wellesley. Understand, and Awadh for a long time remained. Awadh had a very friendly. Awadh had a friendly relations with the British. Understand, had the British, and now friendly relations with the British and loyalty of the Awadh was no significance for the imperialistic of Dalhousie, but Awadh remained the loyal to the British from the beginning, right from the coming into the subsidiary alliance. Awadh had been the under the under the control of the Awadh had been the under a very good relations with the British. Understand, and British now use the Awadh as the we use the Awadh when they were in process of conquering the different territories and where the British were getting the challenge. Understand, challenges to show that what these challenges they wanted one of the friendly relations with one of the Indian states, and Awadh proved to be the very fruitful for the Britishers. And moreover, the and one thing, but the Dalhousie, who was the imperialistic minded, he had no any importance and significance for the Awadh relations. Understand? Or he now considered the Awadh relations with the British as a fruitless. Understand? Fruitless, because and the now the Awadh had become just a unproductive friends for the Britishers. Understand? And Awadh was, since the Awadh was a very good market, and as well as Awadh was a good market and a good place for the cotton. Understand, and the other raw materials to be exported. So the Dalhousie now meditated to take the Awadh under the control. And Wajid Ali Shah had several now successors. Wajid Ali Shah and Sadat Ali accepted the subsidiary alliance in November. Sadat Ali accepted the subsidiary alliance the 10th November 1801 and disbanded. And according to this subsidiary alliance, the army was disbanded. disbanded. British now contingents stationed in the Awadh according to the subsidiary lands, understand, or its provision, the army, Awadh army was disbanded, or British contingents stationed in the Awadh and the carry carry the administration with the advice of the, and according to the subsidiary lines, a residence must have to be the station at the court, understand, who used to the look after the internal or external activities of the Nawab, understand. So see, this was the done according to the provisions. Lack of the armed forces and the got difficulties in maintaining the law and the order. So the since the Nawab army has been the disbanded, understand. Nawab this army has been the disbanded. So this became the very difficult for the king, for the Nawab to maintain the law and the order, and lost the control over the now his rebel chiefs and the talukdars. Understand? He now the Awadh Nawab now lost his control over the, because of the in absence of his own army, he lost the control over the chiefs and the talukdars, and dependency on and his dependency on the British government now increased much, and the reasons for annexation of Awadh, now one of the that there were certain reasons for the annexation of the Awadh by the Britishers, and the now here the so it is suitable for the indigo and the cotton. Awadh was the reasons which was the very much suitable for the cotton and the indigo markets. British had conquered all major areas by the 1850s. Now we know by the 1850s British had made their conquest over the all over the India by the 1850s. Understand? The now here Dalhousie now greedy eyes were fallen on the glory of the fallen on the glory of North India. Awadh. Awadh was just supposed to be the glory of the northern India. So the Dalhousie now eyes fallen upon the Awadh, or he remarked the confidence in one of the confidently he remarked that the Awadh now remarked that this cherry Awadh, just as depicted as a cherry, this cherry will drop into the our mouths one day after 5 years under the acquisition of the mal. One day, the now after the 5 years of this statement, understand, Awadh was in 1856. Awadh was annexed under the British government. Understand, or what the excuse was given? Excuse was or acquisition was given that the Awadh the Nawab is failed to control the law and order. Understand? Or on the basis of the maladministration, Awadh was completely taken under the control, and government accused Nawab Wajid Ali Shah sent to the Calcutta. Understand? He was exiled to the Calcutta, and the annual pension of the 12 lakhs. Nawab Wajid Ali Shah, he was sent to the Calcutta. Understand? On the pensions of 12 lakhs. Thousands of the courtiers, nobles, officials deprived of the jobs after the annexation. After this annexation, understand, the court was completely dissolved, and thousands of artisans and courtiers and officials and the bureaucrats they lost their job, and the court was completely disbanded, and 21,000 talukdar Jagir confiscated by the British government, or under this annexation of process, understand, 21,000 talukdars Jagir confiscated by the British, and the artisans, musicians, dancers, now the poets, traders, shopkeepers face the now just face the uh, face the problem or the unemployment. They begin after that is all of this court, the artisans, courtiers, shopkeepers, understand, they had to be the face the unemployment. Okay, unemployment. The accusation of the British say that Wajid was the unpopular and the far of the truth. Understand? Now the Wajid Ali was and whatever the government had accused, understand, to the Awadh regarding the maladministration, it was not true at all. Understand? It was the far of the, but his subjects loved him, and on the other hand, the subject loved him, they loved him, and the care of the heart, care and from the score of the herds, when the Nawab was deporting from the Lucknow, understand? From the Lucknow, when he was deporting to the Calcutta, understand? Now, during that time, we can have the many of the sources and the many of the stories that the people now, his subjects followed him all the way, and now the subjects understand so loved the Wajid Ali Sahab that they followed all the way to the Kanpur, bearing the considerably the remarked the life was the gone out of the body. They remarked that life was gone out of the body, and the house which did not wait on of the body of this town. Understand? In the life this town our became the lifeless, and there was no street on the market. There was no street and the market and the house which did not wait out wait out the and the cry of the agony everywhere. The cry of the agony now can be resounded, or in the separation of the Jan e Alam. He was separation of the Jan e Alam. Understand? Every house and the everywhere the crowd. Understand? Now crowd and the cry could be heard. Understand? So this was the separations of the Awadh. Understand? Or the other causes, the economic causes, we shall discuss in the next class. Okay. Thank you very much.